All right, so here's a kind of short and simple tutorial on how to do surface alignment because I found this more complicated than it needed to be. But and I also ran into a few problems that didn't really make sense until I eventually just figured out what the solution was. But um, basically, like what I mean by surface alignment is if I like jump into here. Oh wait, I might have missed. Yeah, he'll just snap right to where the kind of plane is facing of the object. Kind of has to be on contact, which I might change later, but you can see he'll snap to kind of the edge of whatever's there. And how to do that is basically all you're going to need really is a line trace. You can do it with a sweep result from your capsule component, but for some weird reason, it has to be the root component of your capsule. You can't like add another capsule and then do that. It always comes back as 0. I don't know why. That's what got me for a while because I'm like, I just wanted to have another collider kind of up, forward and up a little bit of the character, but another collider just doesn't work for some reason. But a line trace works pretty well, though it has to be done in a specific way. So this is pretty simple. All this is getting the actor location and the forward vector, and what this allows it to do is it kind of starts right in front of the chest. Here, if I go into, oh right, I can't. I'll just drag them out. So like it just kind of starts right at the chest area and then just goes straight out forward by 50 units and stops there. That's pretty simple to set up. Let me delete this thing. So I got that by just getting the actor location. I also set an offset of 50 just to move it up a little bit, so it's near the chest area. So just kind of getting actor location, moving it up by 50, and then that's just the start area, and then the end area is just, I don't even know why that's there. That doesn't need to be there. The end area is just forward vector times 50, and then adding that result to your start, basically. And that gets you to the end. Neat thing for draw debug, just for duration, we'll draw it every time it's called. You can also do it for hit, I think, or for one frame. I don't really know what the other ones mean, but, and then basically, with this, I get a return value with a branch, which basically means if it does hit something, then it will run the set actor rotation. And this is where you get the impact normal. And what the impact normal means is it's basically an arrow. Okay, gosh, I can't alt tab it. It's like an arrow going straight out from the surface. It's just kind of the angle of the surface, I guess. So that's what's used for surface alignment. And since it's going out of the surface and you want to be facing towards the surface, you just slap a -1 multiplier on that. And then you get a rotation from X vector function, and then you just apply the new rotation. That's pretty much it. Now this is for like clinging to a side. So if you wanted to make like a snap where your feet would always be angled to a surface, like if you started walking down a slant, then your body angle would change. All you'd really need to do is figure out how to like modify the rotation you're getting from the vector. Probably wouldn't be that hard. I haven't done it yet. Maybe I'll do that later. But that's pretty much the main thing. So if you're trying to do this yourself and just mess around with the impact normal of different collisions, just two things that happened to me that made me so frustrated was, for some reason, any capsule component other than the root one in a character, it doesn't work for impact normals. It just comes back as 0. I have no idea why. And another thing, a weird thing that I did was, so before I did my line trace a little bit differently. Let's see if I can get this to do what I was talking about before. And if I just kind of, oh wait, no, plus 50, and then I will put Okay, break this. My goodness. Okay, and then for the end, I just kind of put a -50. How I did my my line trace before was, I think, does this look right? Okay, yeah. It was something like this, where it kind of started from the top of that line you see there and went straight down. Now this does not work. It always just goes in the same direction. It's like, you can see, and if I like walk into a wall here, it'll just go crazy, absolutely insane. And that's because I guess with the line trace, since it's kind of parallel to the wall, it gets confused when it's figuring out the collision. So it just like returns 0, and then the get rotation from X has no idea what the heck it's doing. Let me see if I can undo this because I don't want to restructure that. So yeah, it's just important to have is this correct? Okay, I think that's correct. It's just important to have the line going from the character kind of outwards. So it's perpendicular. Yeah, I think that's the word, perpendicular with the wall, and then it should work fine. Yeah. So if you're having the same problem I was, hopefully this saved you a bunch of time. All right. That's pretty much it. Whee.